There's something incredibly hypnotic about a great ambient sequence, but the magic usually isn't coming from complexity. It comes from the relationship between a few simple ideas, the way they overlap, the space in between them, and how those patterns slowly begin to create a world of their own. But before we get into the video, Stellarizer 1.0 is officially available now. And I just want to thank everyone who helped test it, support the beta, sent feedback, and ultimately helped bring this thing to life. It's been an incredible process watching Stellarizer evolve into the instrument that it is today. So if you want to check it out, you'll find the link down below in the description. In this video, I want to show you how I approach building deep ambient sequences from the ground up. We're going to start with very simple 4 to 6 note motifs, and then look at layering different time divisions, creating separation through range and timbre, using space and intentionality, and finally, anchoring everything together with a creative bass movement so the whole piece falls into that conscious, hypnotic flow. Anyway, thanks for being here, and let's dive into it. This video is brought to you by my new app, Ambient Music Production for Beginners, now available on Studio. I created this app for producers who feel inspired by ambient music but want a clearer path for turning ideas into finished tracks. Inside, I'll guide you through sound design, textures, layering, arrangement, workflow, creative direction, and the deeper process of developing your own sound. The goal is to give you more than random tips or scattered tutorials. This is a structured, creative path designed to help you build confidence, make better musical decisions, and grow into a more confident ambient artist. If you want to go deeper beyond these videos and get personalized coaching and exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, you can sign up through the link in the description. What is going on, guys? Chris here from Signs of Life, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about how to get better ambient sequences, because I feel like, a lot of you have used my tools now. We've started with Orbital Sequencer, we now have Stellarizer, Glitchwork, and there's so many tools available, such as other great sequencers like Harmony Bloom and Stepic, that really provide a platform to create really deep ambient sequences. But what happens when it comes to the actual composition, the actual creation of those sequences? And that's what I wanted to talk about today. So I'm going to talk about how to dream up better ambient sequences, give you guys some fundamentals so you guys can add these techniques to your own productions. Anyway, thanks for being here, and let's go ahead and dive straight into it. All right, so as you can see, we've got a little opening mantra here. This is a patch from Chromatic 4. Called the Opening Mantra. Beautiful Pigments patch. Love this one. Little custom granular sample over here. And it's just some notes that I've, penciled in really quickly before we started. And where I thought we'd start is with Stellarizer 1.0. This is brand new. I finally released 1.0. You can go grab it. The link is down below in the description. But I wanted to show you guys exactly what Stellarizer 1.0 was all about, because there are some things that I added here, from the beta version. So thank you to all of you who were involved with the beta test process. It was very successful, and I feel like a lot of ideas that you guys gave me directly fed into this amazing plugin. So let's talk about it. You can see here that we are, just waiting to record here. The number one thing that I think a lot of people got wrong is you have to have your DAW, running if you want to capture in real time. So that's the most important thing. And as you can hear, I've just got, Stellarizer hooked up to a piano sound. We can go in here and here. Right? So that's just basically Stellarizer in MIDI through mode, okay? And I've got another track here, and the MIDI is coming from Stellar, and it's coming from Stellarizer. Again, your DAW may vary here on how you can set that up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready for capture here. I'm gonna quantize this in eighth notes, and I think I'll use natural minor here. We're gonna play in C minor here today, and I'll capture 2 bars of MIDI, right? So when I arm capture, my DAW should be running, and it's just ready. Stellarizer is ready. The first thing you'll notice is the notes immediately come up on the screen. I really tried to harden up 1.0 to make it nice and fluid. Check this out. see here that immediately those notes started populating on Stellarizer. It's almost like, you know, a really great feeling to have all of this power at your fingertips now. Let me go ahead and lower down this pad so you guys can hear this. All right. This is just that piano sound coming from Stellarizer. Now, of course, you know that you can edit the source here, right? You can hit edit source here and you can move some of these notes around. We can play here with just providing some different variations. Again, this is just our source. You can now edit the duration of the notes directly right here in Stellarizer. I thought that was pretty cool. So if you want longer notes to make sure that, you know, those notes are connecting, you can also do that. That's cool. You can edit the velocity here. You can also edit groups of notes. So if you wanted to select multiple notes at the same time and just move these down, again, quantize is on. So you can just, you know, freely edit. This was something that was highly requested. Now, when you're done editing, you can hit done editing over here. And over in the shapes menu, you can now edit the variations. A lot of people are asking for that. So over in the edit variation here, you can see that now I can go ahead and just edit these randoms as they come up. And of course, you can edit the velocity, the note, and the duration here. So there's so many cool things you can do now in Stellarizer. And that's, again, this is all from you guys, you know, just feeding your ideas into what Stellarizer could be. Now, if I'm happy with this, maybe I could randomize it every 2 bars. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And again, this is not the source that's being randomized. The source is still there. It's always fun, right? Edit the density here. You can also set the limits. Now, if you want, say, a much shorter sequence, you can say, I only want maybe a 4-note sequence here, and next time Stellarizer randomizes, you can see that now we only have 4 notes. You can go all the way up to 128 notes. So if you're really getting crazy with those deep ambient sequences, you can now do that. Let's go ahead and turn on some more delay here, some reverb. Oh yeah. Turn up this pad again. Very nice, very nice. So before we get into anything else, let's go ahead and get into our PowerPoint today. I've got a full presentation plan. The first suggestion that I have for you when you're dreaming up deep ambient sequences is to start simple, right? Build a motif that can breathe. Simple 4 to 6 note motifs create a strong identity. That's very important. Leave room for repetition, decay, and evolution. Less is more, and let the idea live. Now, a lot of you are familiar with the work that I do, you know, as Signs of Life, Ascendant, notably, and Synphaera. And in a lot of these, you know, tracks that I build for my projects, it's very simple. It's like I start with just like a 4-note sequence. You guys know the song Remains from Ascendant. It's just 4 notes, right? And that's all it is. So again, in Stellarizer, you know, before we even commit this to audio, we can say, well, let's just find something that worked for us. Let's go to 4 notes here, and maybe we'll lower our sequence length down to 1 bar. Okay. We'll find our favorite variation out of all these. Again, this is all going into the recordings over here. So everything that we did, there's now a little pop-up that shows up when you run out of recordings. There's also a pop-up that shows up when there's a new update available. I thought that was cool. And again, that was all from your suggestions. All right, so let's go ahead and edit the shape here. I'm gonna go ahead and go to edit the variation. That's cool. I like that. We can even say new from source. And you can just keep spinning them out here. I mean, these are... I kind of like that. It's very simple, right? So you can drag this to the DAW. Let's go ahead and drag this to the DAW here. All right. And of course, you know, now that we're in the DAW, we can just go ahead and, you know, change the lengths of the notes here. There we go. Nice. And now let's go ahead and just play this from MIDI. Go ahead and... Oh yeah. Right? I love that. Very nice, very nice. Now instead of a piano, let's go ahead and grab a synthesizer here. A real synthesizer. The piano was just a, you know, something I picked up from all of your comments. There we go. Back to the sine wave we go. Oh yeah. You can hear how beautiful that is. I mean, again, that's just Stellarizer, right? And that's really what, you know, my plugins are designed to do. They're designed to give you inspiration so you guys can find something within yourselves to bring that music out that's already inside of you. You know? I think that's what good plugins should be. They should be extensions of yourself. Literally. Anyway, my gift to you. Okay, cool. So we are really rocking and rolling here. Starting simple. Build a motif that can breathe, right? Because if there's more complex, you know, Berlin-style sequences after this, you can imagine how crowded the space can be, right? So again, less is more here. Start simple, and the rest can fall into place naturally. Okay, let's go on to point number 2. Layer different time divisions. Use multiple rhythmic divisions to create natural overlap. Now, this is something I always make sure that I do, especially when I'm working, you know, in the timeline, even on my modular rig, and of course in Synphaera and Ascendant, is making sure that when I'm creating multiple sequences, that at least I'm using, you know, different time divisions. Maybe one is in quarter notes, like this one is. Maybe one is in 16th notes, and those two are playing together at the same time. And then maybe the 8th note and the 16th note are trading places, you know, like different style sequences can work together if they're not all bunched up, you know, in the same exact spot trying to compete for attention. So let's go ahead and create another sequence here. I'm going to create another track. This is Stellar 2. All right, we'll use Stellarizer again. And, you know, one thing I wanted to point out was the fact that you don't need to record in real time anymore. With Stellarizer, you can just go ahead and literally just capture the notes or just create the notes from scratch. And that's another thing that I really wanted personally for my own work, because a lot of times, you know, if I'm not, maybe I'm working on my laptop or something, like I don't want to, you know, have a keyboard connected. So instead of, you know, arming the capture, you can just create source. Now, another thing that people might not know is that you can hold Control or Command and just draw in a source here, literally from just holding your mouse down, right? Let's go ahead and quantize this. We're going to go C natural minor here. So now we have a sequence just that quickly. Like, it does not take much, you know, and we can edit the durations now. Again, we can, you know, we have 16th notes and 8th notes together. I love this because this is what I do all the time. I've been talking about this for years, having, you know, different lengths of notes. And again, if you used Orbital Sequencer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Orbital Sequencer is built around this whole idea of creating varied sequences with different note lengths, because I think it's a really powerful technique that I think you should use. So here in Stellarizer now you can edit those note lengths and those variations with ease. Okay, so we've got this going on. Now let's go ahead, before we even wire this up, let's go ahead and create a little patch here from scratch. Oh, I love this already, man. That just sounds like that distant signal, you know, it lights up my imagination. All right, anyway, I digress. So let's go ahead and move the position here. We're gonna do a filtered sawtooth simple pluck. Leave it on 24. We'll lower the sustain down, make this around 1 second of decay here. That's a release. We'll drag envelope 2 over to the cutoff for our filter here. That's looking good. And yeah, let's just use a simple LFO in free running mode, straight only, 4/1. Move the polarity over here. There we go. All right. So now our filter is moving. We can also add some velocity to this. So I'll drag the velocity over to the cutoff, a natural place to put that. And yeah, looking good. I like to start a little lower than expected. So I'll start my filter around 300 Hertz. And that usually sounds good. Okay. So let's go ahead and now wire this together. I'll add some delay and reverb here, and let's hear how we did on our sequence coming from Stellar 2, and again, Stellarizer is the... Oh yeah. I don't know about you, but I grew up listening to the music of the Orb in the 90s. And now I'm making music like the Orb in the 20s. You know what I mean? So this is just an homage to the greatest decade that ever was. So you can see here, I mean, we can edit the source now if we want to add a couple more notes in here. Oh yeah. So good. So good. We're done editing. Just, you know, you can drag it to DAW if you want. You could spin this off into a whole nother direction. I like to just, you know, one and done, right? Just commit to it. Make sure that you know, if you're going to do that, you turn off the input so you're not doubling up here. But now, we've got our MIDI, all right? We could randomize the velocity here because we did do some... Oh, that's even more tailor-made. I love it. Let's check back in with our pluck here. We could put a little more variation in this, such as a second wavetable maybe. Oh yeah. Even the sine wave gives it a little more punch, but I'm looking for something a little different. Let's just pick a random wavetable here. That's good. Oh yeah. Maybe we'll use a long, slow LFO here. So we'll use LFO2 in free running mode, straight only, 8/1, and we'll drag it over to the position. By the way, both of these LFOs are in unipolar. That's the polarity, meaning that it only goes in one direction from its initial starting point. Very important distinction. All right. I'm gonna open the cutoff filter up a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, nice. All right, back to point number 2. So you can hear that initial sine wavy 4-note motif is really paying off for us here, because we can add a more complex sequence, you know, in 16th notes, and now it's like, oh my gosh, those sound really, really good together. Love it. And again, this is how I create my own music. This is how I, you know, put these complex ideas and sequences together, and it still sounds coherent. I think that's a big, important point. Okay, so that's point number 2. Point number 3 is create space through range and timbre. Sequences do not need to live in the same range. I've talked about this before here on the channel. It's very important, right? Because not all sequences have to be in the center of the spotlight, as I usually say, right? Use register, timbre, filtering, stereo placement, and reverb depth. Another very important point, right? When each layer has a space to live, the track opens up. So, you know, what does that mean to you, right? How are you creating these like high sequences that are balancing out with your mid-low pad atmospheres? You know, because a lot of the times we have a tendency just to put everything at 600 hertz and just leave it there. 600 to 1000 is like a hot zone for most of my tracks, and I've heard a lot of tracks, you know, from either my track feedback group or my clients, or, you know, just stuff that I'm listening to. Like, it's like, wow, okay? But the key is separating those, right? Using sonic depth of field to separate out these sequences to give a more rounded perspective to the track you're working on. So let's go ahead and put a span up on our main fader. Span's looking good. However, you know, as you can see, we're doing really well on the high end. This is good because we got that nice, beautiful pad. But there's still some room for improvement over here because we've only added 2 sequences, right? Now, would I add a third sequence to this? Maybe, on the condition that it somehow separated itself from the other 2, right? Very important, okay? Call this our mid pluck. I like that. Oh yeah. Nice. Let's use one more instance of Stellarizer here. And what I'll do is we're gonna do something a little fun. Because Stellarizer has the ability to capture all the way up to 32 bars. You could just kind of like set it and forget it. But I'm gonna do a little tighter here. So we'll use a 4-bar capture, okay? And I'll capture at 8th notes. And of course I'll set the key here. And let's go ahead and make sure that we've got a good pluck sound. So this is gonna be Stellar 3. And we will set our MIDI input over here to Stellar 3. There we go. So before we do anything, let's go ahead and grab a synthesizer. I'll grab Pigments again. Pigments just stacks really well, I think. You know, it's one of my favorite synths when I'm doing multiple, layers. Let's find something in Chromatic 5. Mineral Sky again. Let's see what that's like. So I'm going to record into here. I like that. It's not bad. Not bad. Let's go ahead and arm the capture. Now again, we have our capture length set to 4 bars. Our sequence length is set to 4 bars. So we can literally just play and hold the notes down. All right. Now we can edit our source. Yes. I want to do that A sharp there. Add some more notes in here. Edit the duration here. Yes, duration editing is so crucial. I'm so glad that it's there now. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I've got it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Add some more reverb here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. See, because it's kind of sparse, right? Like, it's like one of those things where it's almost like the underlying motif that we started with is just the foundation. And then you have that beautiful kind of rhythmic sequence, and this just sort of floats above the top. And that's what I'm talking about, right? Over here. Create space through range and timbre. Notice I played on the higher part of the keyboard too. Like I played up here in the upper octaves. And that's why that works. Okay? Awesome. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And I hope that you can kind of see now the potential, to create sequences like this. All right. Final point. Anchor everything with a creative bass line. The bass line gives the music gravity and direction. It can be simple, sustained, syncopated, or melodic. When bass, sequences, space, and cycles lock together, the result is hypnotic flow. I love this. I've done many patches that have been labeled sequence patches that work really well as bass lines. Because if you just hold down a note like in the lower range and let the sequences kind of do their thing, they can actually provide the perfect foundation for what you're building on top of it. Let's go take a look. So I'm going to grab, say, Pigments one more time. And it can be this simple, okay? is simple. You could either do something, inside of pigments with like the function generators or something. That's always fun, Or you could use the sequencer over here, okay? But let's just grab something that's already pre-made, and I'll break it down how it actually works, okay? So we have a sequence like, let's say, Sacred Current, right? Which is a melodic sequence here, okay? And you can see that it's like very simple. The sequencer is on, the effects are on, right? We can even add some, like one more note here, okay? It's very simple, extremely simple, all right? The octaves are shifted around here a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn off the delay, reverb, and show. I'm gonna use my own, and we'll make sure that, yeah, it's way down there, way down there. Filter starts at 164 Hertz. So let's see if this actually works out for us as a baseline to sit underneath the rest of our track. Okay. Oh yeah. So you can see I'm just holding down one note here. And it's almost like this deep pulsing. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's gorgeous. Wow. And that's all it needs. I mean, it just needs that. Oh, that's perfect. Wow. The modes are really kicking in here. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and check in with our span again. Oh yeah, look at that. Now we're filling out that bottom half over there. Oh, that's awesome. Boom. Beautiful. So sometimes that's all it takes, right? Just a simple octave change, put that right note down, the right sequence. It all comes together. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. I love this. So again, anchor everything with a creative bass line, right? It gives the music gravity, direction, and when that bass, those sequences, that space, and the cycles all locked together, you're dreaming up a lot more than hypnotic flow. You're dreaming up a whole new reality. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Stellarizer 1.0 is available right now. Please check it out. The link is down below in the description. I'm so excited to see what you guys are going to be creating with this amazing sequencer. And yeah, there's so much going on in the Signs of Life universe. I am so pumped up for the future right now. So please feel free to reach out. I've got tons of content available. I have my Patreon community. I've got my plugins that have come out. I'm doing one-on-one ambient coaching with all of you guys. We have a track feedback group, and I've got a lot of exciting projects on the horizon, which you guys are going to be very, very excited about it. So stay tuned, keep it locked on the Signs of Life channel. And yeah, I'll be back again soon with more videos just like this one. So in the meantime, take good care of you guys. And as always, keep your heads in the clouds and your feet planted firmly on the ground. I'm Chris from Signs of Life, and I'll see you guys in the next video.